To think that Native Americans don't season their food is crazy. It's because like we had a hand in making soul food.
Here we go.
Mexico and America.
Oh,
we
boy.
collard greens, all that stuff. That's part of our cuisine. You know, soul food. Like Native Americans and African American slaves, we came together with our cuisines back then. So yeah, we like our food seasoned, man. Come on.
What is going on?
I believe it's called mac and
The joke could have been funny if you actually used white people's food, and the fact that you have 4.2 million views, almost 700k likes, using mac and cheese from Popeyes as the ethnic food in question. Like, I'm confused. Is this supposed to be satire? Cause last time I checked, mac and cheese was created by people who look like this, who were enslaved, having to become culinary geniuses.
Soul food is absolutely a part of Black American culture. It's not up for debate. It is uniquely Black American culture, specifically Southern culture, because it is something that's enslaved people created. They were given pig intestines to eat, the bare minimum scraps like animals.
Hello good people, welcome to African Commentary. Here we learn and grow every day, and if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, liking and sharing the videos. I will really appreciate. So in today's video we are going to talk about soul food, and the reason as to why I'm doing this video again is because some people from different cultures are trying to say that they also took part in the invention of soul food, but we all know that soul food is Black Americans culture, and we know that soul food belongs to Black Americans. So without speaking much, let's watch some videos and then I'm going to give my 2 cents at the end. Also let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below.
To think that Native Americans don't season their food is crazy. It's because like we had a hand in making soul food.
Here we go.
Mexico and America.
Oh, boy.
Collard greens, all that stuff. That's part of our cuisine. You know, soul food. Like Native Americans and African American slaves, we came together with our cuisines back then. So yeah, we like our food seasoned, man. Come on.
What is going on? What the heliante? Now all of a sudden Native Americans helped to create soul food. What the Yo, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, legit, I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, they've been doing this with hip-hop. Everybody and their mother, oh, we all helped to create hip-hop. Now soul food is Native American. And I'm not talking about Indian people that were deeply melanated. I'm talking about the Asiatic. The guy that was just in that video. What in the hell? Wasn't they just calling us pretendians? Why is everybody always leeching off of Black American culture? Like a parasite. Yet telling us we have no culture and we're liars and we're scammers and we're pretendians. This is fucking weird. Like, what in the motherfucking X-Files is going on? I've never heard this a day in my natural born life. That Native Americans, the Asian ones, helped to pioneer soul food. I've never even seen a Native American restaurant. And I know I don't go to their reservations, but outside of that, if they were such a big staple in the culture, wouldn't their culture, like, wouldn't there be restaurants featuring their cuisine, like, all throughout America? And I've been to enough states in America. But yeah, I don't see those Native American people imprinted the way that we are. And this is not any disrespect, because it seems like when we take credit for things or when we stick up ourselves and set boundaries and actually claim our shit, people get very highly offended. But this is the bitch. Did y'all know that Native Americans helped to create soul food? What in the hell? And I ain't never heard nobody talk about Native American food not having seasoning. Whoever said that? Nobody even brings up these people. Ooh. Let me go before anyway, spread love is the Brooklyn way.
I believe it's called mac and
The joke could have been funny if you actually used white people's food, and the fact that you have 4.2 million views, almost 700k likes, using mac and cheese from Popeyes as the ethnic food in question. Like, I'm confused. Is this supposed to be satire? Because last time I checked, mac and cheese was created by people who look like this, who were enslaved, having to become culinary geniuses and continuously having their creations credited by non-black people for their creation. Because don't think I forgot about how everybody was beefing over whose fried chicken was better. You can't outdo the doer, baby. You can't outshine the shiner. And I'm clocking how y'all treat black people and black culture continuously. You either demonize it or you co-opt it, but never respecting it, never respecting the people it comes from, and never respecting its cultural identity.
Culinary historian Michael Twitty says, our food was never just food. It was medicine and a gateway to good fortune, and a mystical lubricant between the living and the dead. Our cuisine has always been worthy of praise and gratitude. Our food belongs to a culinary legacy encompassing centuries of creativity, resourcefulness, and community. During enslavement, we weren't free to choose what we consumed. According to soul food scholar Adrian Miller, enslaved people received a 5-pound starch allotment, small portions of salted or smoked meat, and a jug of molasses each week. They supplemented their diets by fishing, foraging, hunting, and raising livestock. They grew transplanted vegetables like okra and leaned on ancestral farming knowledge. With the Reconstruction era came sharecropping. Then soul food became part of church fellowship, where food was as much prayer as sustenance. Special occasion foods like fried fish and sweet potato pie were for Sundays, while weekday diets mirrored enslavement ones, including seasonal vegetables, small amounts of meat, and cornbread. Food patterns changed with the Great Migration. Miller writes, just like any other immigrant group arriving in a new place, the people who moved tried to recreate home and build community, and food was a critical factor in achieving both. Sunday food became a mainstay, but crowded cities with readily available processed food made home cooking challenging. The 1960s saw soul food become a culture connector during the Black Power movement. Today, it's a beautiful melding of centuries of history. It's farm to table, sometimes vegan, in our favorite restaurants, and on Big Mama's table. Like us, soul food is dynamic and has always been more than meets the fork.
Soul food is absolutely a part of Black American culture. It's not up for debate. It is uniquely Black American culture, specifically Southern culture, because it is something that's enslaved people created. They were given pig intestines to eat, the bare minimum scraps like animals to eat food, and they still turned it into a delicacy that people enjoy today and travel all over the country to come to the U.S. to enjoy. Yes, a lot of our food has African influences, but how it was created was unique to the enslaved experience in the United States of America to Black people. This is why I say in my last videos, I was saying that y'all participate in our culture and then y'all try to erase our influence, which is why Black Americans do need to gatekeep a little bit more, because this being up for debate is ridiculous.
Do Black Americans eat oxtail? Is that a part of soul food?
So I got everybody criticizing me in the comments because I said Black Americans didn't grow up eating oxtails, which we didn't. We didn't grow up eating oxtails, bro. Like, y'all not about to gaslight me and grow up eating no fucking oxtails, nigga. That's some Jamaican shit. That's not soul food. Okay, if y'all grew up eating oxtails, how come that shit ain't documented nowhere in media?
Oxtails are a popular dish in both Black American soul food and Caribbean food. And even though it's called an oxtail, the tail can come from any type of cattle. Just as pig's feet and chitlins were considered throwaway foods, which enslavers gave those they enslaved, so is the origin of oxtail, as being considered a less desirable cut of meat. But for our Black American, Caribbean, and South American ancestors, they learned how to cook oxtail in a way that made it a delicious delicacy during slavery. Our ancestors learned how to braise it and stew it up and make oxtail soup, smothered oxtails with gravy, and made it so tender it would fall off the bone. Which is why Black American oxtail looks different than Jamaican or Caribbean versions, because ours is either a soup smothered similar in the way we prepare neck bones. When we speak about a ubiquitous, homogenous Black American culture and or experience as one true experience, we start from an incorrect position, because to do so is to invalidate the millions of other experiences we all have. Food history is important to understand when speaking on the evolution of cultures, food, and how said food adapts throughout time as we disperse with things like the Great Migration. America is comparable to a continent. As such, there are several regional cultures, foods, music, dances, and language, albeit all Black American and all stemming from our experience here, deriving from descendants of slaves building our culture that exists today. It was popular due to the price. It was 50 cents a pound, and now today we're looking at $15 a pound. And as time went on, it became less desirable as socioeconomic status changed, location status changed, families shifted, or people were able to buy better cuts of meat. There's so many realities in being a Black American. My family is from a small town called Millen, Georgia on one side, Duncansville, Texas, and neither side made oxtail. But I could always understood that there were smothered oxtails, and that was real and something created by and for Black Americans. There are so many variations to our food, same as I discovered many of you put ground beef and baked beans, and my family never did. We aren't a monolith, even though we have the same origin. Expecting all Black Americans to have a homogenous culture is expecting a British person to be like a Turkish person, because that's just how vast we are.
I see this soul food topic got a lot of y'all wondering why it's so unique to Black Americans in our culture, and I got y'all. It's your girl Dina, aka Crafty Ho, and welcome to Black Culture in 60 Seconds-ish. Let's get into it. So the term soul in reference to Black Americans really started being used in the 60s around the time of the Black Power movement. It was used essentially to unify the Black culture, the Black people in America. Soul represents our identity. So we have things like soul food, which we've been discussing, soul music. We also reference each other, and more in the past, as soul brother, soul sister, soul man, soul woman. We used to reference our hair as soul hairstyles or soul haircuts. We have soul shakes, which is the origin of our elaborate and fancy and fun handshakes that we do to express camaraderie. Y'all know about Soul Train, which was a show, a platform put together to celebrate African American music of that time. Soul represents our culture and our ability to turn our pain into fun, into art, into something beautiful. Not just a word that can be used interchangeably. It is unique to the Black American experience. It is the rhythm, the flavor, the heartbeat of Black American culture. So if you didn't know, now you do, and you can give Black Americans their due. Let me know in the comments what soul means to you, if I missed anything you want to add, and if you want to see more of Black Culture in 60 Seconds by Crafty Ho, give your girl a follow. Have a great day.
And the same thing could be said about Mexican food. So what's your point? I really wasn't even going to go back and forth with this comment, but you got your relatives all in the comment section defending you, which I think is so cute, that I hurt your feelings that your relatives have to come and speak for you. I think that's so cute. But overall, I really just want people who are scrolling on TikTok to really see what is happening right in front of them. Because people love to say, oh, Black Americans don't have roots in America. They're not indigenous. They don't have any indigenous roots. They don't have any knowledge about indigenous cultures. But yet that y'all don't even know that soul food is rooted in indigenous culture. And the fact that y'all trying to sit here and say, oh, well, it has European and African influences. So does Mexican food. African food has indigenous influences too. And yet no one's not talking about that. And let me be clear, indigenous American influences in African food, if you're confused. And your relatives trying to talk about what clan I'm from and how I can't speak Choctaw, but yet these folks don't even know that gumbo comes from Choctaw Nation. The people that y'all steady try to sit here and claim to be Black and pretendians are literally carrying the culture that y'all refuse to acknowledge. I can't believe the amount of Choctaw people in my comment section talking about, oh, well, we didn't create gumbo. We didn't do this. And like, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. There are technically two different versions of gumbo, and yet the American Indian version, the Choctaw version, is the earliest one, and it was here before the colonial period. And yet y'all don't know that, but steady in my comment section trying to talk down on Black Americans having an indigenous ancestry and those who are disconnected from their ancestry. So I don't want to hear all that bussy popping and yapping in my comic section when I call you a mixed white person, because that's literally who you act. You act like a colonizer who has mixed heritage. Somehow people want to sit here and call us African, call us pretendian, all these different names when we acknowledge our indigenous heritage. But when we call you a mixed white person, then all of a sudden now y'all want to cry, now y'all want to complain, now y'all want to sit here and say that we discriminating, like you wasn't discriminating against us because we are darker skinned and a lot of us are categorized as black. Like many indigenous people, indigenous American people, weren't classified as black, colored, and Negro to begin with. And since we on this topic too, there are plenty of indigenous people, when they were being pushed out of their homelands, being classified as black or Negro because they didn't want to deal with the system. They didn't want to go on reservations. But yet here y'all are talking about DNA tests, tribal ID cards. Like, that has nothing to do with indigenous identity. Like, decolonize your mind. There were East Indians and American Indians being labeled as black, colored, and Negro. But I don't hear y'all talking about that though. Like, everybody want to talk about being indigenous, but don't even know the culture, don't even know the history. And supposedly y'all are supposed to be engulfed in the traditions and the cultures. Y'all supposed to be enrolled in these tribes and these nations, but don't even know your own culture. Like, get it together.
Mind y'all the ones putting the salt in the fucking soul food. listen, one thing that will always trip me out and tell me how dumb somebody is when they say some stupid shit like, yeah, I don't eat soul food every day because soul food is unhealthy because it got too much sodium, it got too much grease, it high cholesterol. And it's like, nigga, you done told the simple solution for how to solve the unhealthiness of soul food. Stop putting fucking too much salt in it. Stop putting so much salt. Stop using so much fucking grease and old ass grease. Them niggas will not comprehend you're the ones putting the grease and salt in the soul food. Nobody's doing that but you. Nobody's doing that but you. But motherfuckers be trying to be so uppity and anti-black and stupid as hell, and it will go. Listen, they'll go. We'll fuck up some crab, butter the fuck out some crab, salt the hell out some fish. We'll make Italian food every motherfucking day and salt the hell out the pasta. We'll salt the hell out of the pasta in boiling pasta. Boiling pasta. And we'll think that motherfucking Italian food more healthy than the soul food, even though you put the same amount of salt in both them motherfuckers. Like, no, it's not the name that make food unhealthy. It's the shit you put in it. Like, it's like you niggas, like, it's just certain motherfuckers, I just automatically just know you dumb. Y'all just automatically know you dumb. Like, that shit be pissing me the fuck off, and they really be thinking they be saying something too. Y'all don't eat soul food every day because I care about my health over here. Then, bitch, how? You salt the hell out the pasta. We'll put salt in the boiling pasta and then put more salt on top of the motherfucker after you done cut it. Like, bitch, you still doing the same shit you been doing. Like, what is we talking about?
I believe there is no harm in reminding people on the origin of soul food, and I'm going to do it again. It needs to stick to their heads. So, soul food is a traditional style of cooking that comes from the culture and history of Black Americans in the southern United States. You've gotten that? And also, soul food was developed during slavery and post-slavery era, when enslaved Africans had to make nourishing, flavorful meals from limited ingredients, even from the leftovers that they were being given by their masters. You're being given leftovers after all the torture, after all the pain, after all the hard work. But they were creative enough to make this food flavorful, to make it nourishing to them. Over time, the dishes became a symbol of comfort, celebration, and identity of Black American culture and Black Americans. The term soul food became popular in the 1960s during civil rights era. If you didn't know that, I know now you know. Soul represented Black pride and culture. So the food that fed the body and spirit was called soul food. That's how the term soul food came by, and it became popular in the 1960s. Still, we're speaking about Black Americans' history. I haven't mentioned any other group of people. I don't know why people try to come and make Black American culture to be their culture. Even from simple things such as food. Yeah, it might look as simple and easy to say that they took part in inventing it, but do they really know the history behind the origin of soul food? So when we speak soul food and Black Americans, it's not just about food. Soul food holds a lot of history of the Black Americans people because it shows their Black history and resilience, the resilience that their ancestors had during that hard time. Imagine if it could have been us, maybe we would have given up or starved. But for the Black Americans' ancestors, they were creative enough, they were resilient that no matter what, we need to eat, we need to survive. And they used what they had from limited ingredients to make flavorful foods. How creative were they? I don't think if it were us or the modern day Black Americans, if they could have survived. So kudos to Black Americans' ancestors for coming up with soul food that represents a lot of things to Black Americans. It reminds them of their history. It reminds them of their resilience during that hard time. It reminds Black Americans that no matter what, you don't need to give up. You need to be creative enough to come up with ideas of how to navigate a hard situation, of how to navigate a hard life. So when other people try to claim that they came up with soul food, that is so wrong and so insensitive and disrespectful to Black Americans. I'm giving you this history so that you can really understand the origin of soul food and do not claim things which do not belong to you. Instead, appreciate other people's culture. Appreciate that Black Americans came up with the soul food, which is nice food, which is flavorful, which is nourishing. Give credit, don't just take it away. Don't make it as if you are the ones who came up with soul food. No, that is so wrong in many ways. So that's why even during Black people's Thanksgiving celebrations, they offer soul food. Soul food to them is a kind of healing, is a kind of celebrating the hard times, celebrating their ancestors, making them feel proud of themselves wherever they are right now. So no amount of disrespect can be taken when it comes to soul food concerning Black Americans. Even if you don't like the food, you don't need to comment bad about it because it holds a lot of importance to Black Americans. It might not hold a lot of importance to you as a person because you come from a different culture and you also have your own food. I believe all different cultures of people have different kinds of food. And we as human beings, we are not the same. We do have different tastes. You might not like a particular culture food, and that's okay, but you don't need to talk trash about it. And in this sense, I'm not speaking about soul food only, but also any other kind of food from different communities. Let's give respect to people's culture. Let's give respect to people's food. Their food means a lot to them, and to you it might mean nothing, and that's okay. So don't just go around saying how trash the food is, how it's not sweet, how they should have done this and that. No, stick to your culture. If you feel like other people's culture are not good to you or are not enticing to you, no one is forcing you to be part of another group's culture. So let me state to you the importance of soul food to Black Americans. Soul food to Black Americans represents a connection to history and survival. Another thing is that it represents cultural identity and pride, and that's why when Black Americans come out and they're proud of soul food, don't try to make them feel bad about it. Let them be proud about their culture, let them be proud about soul food. Also, emotional comfort. Soul food offers emotional comfort to Black Americans because we have heard about the history of soul food. It's something that comforts them emotionally. We also have family and community bonding. As always, food is a factor when it comes to family and community bonding. You can't have a gathering of people without food. So for Black Americans, soul food to them offers them a chance for family and community building, such as at Black Thanksgiving celebrations. And everywhere else in the world, people use food, or food is used as a factor when it comes to family and community bonding. So with that said, guys, let me know your thoughts about this. This is a topic I spoke about before, and so today I was just reminding some people who might have forgotten or who are ignorant of Black Americans culture. I was just reminding them that, you know what, soul food belongs to Black Americans. Their ancestors came up with it and it was a way of survival to them. So let's have respect to other people's culture. Let's respect, if they're proud about it, that's good. It's their culture. We can't take it away. Instead of taking it away, we just need to appreciate and acknowledge that it is their culture. So let me leave it at here. Let me know your thoughts about this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I really appreciate. See you in the next video. Bye, guys.